All right. Good evening, everyone. And this is Dr. Johnson, and I'm glad to connect with everybody and to talk to you today as we gradually come to the end of the pandemic. It's been a lot of months that, many of us has been working remotely, and now most businesses are thinking of going back to in-person and in-office operations. And so I want to just chat with us today on some of the post-pandemic transitions and some of the trends that we are seeing currently in the industry, and to also share with you some of the things that probably will help you to get set for life after the pandemic is over. Because at this stage now, there are businesses that are already thinking of going back to in-person by fall, and also we know that a lot of countries are actually removing some of the restrictions that are on opening a lot of businesses. So from fall, there are a lot of companies that are thinking of opening up. So I want to speak today on what I call job search, job lost, job gain, and then job change. Because all of these three things, I think, has happened during the pandemic. There are a lot of job that has been lost during the pandemic, and there are a lot of jobs that has been gained during the pandemic. There are new jobs that are gained. There are a lot of jobs that are also being changed. There are people who are changing job from what they used to do to what they are now doing. Now, before I go into that discussion, one of the first things that I actually want to bring to our attention is that there are a lot of changes that are happening globally. There are a lot of changes that are happening in the way that businesses are doing things, and even some of these some of the career paths that have really thrived in the past, many of them are disappearing, and it's very important to know. Now, one area that we know has been facing some challenges, especially career-wise, is the oil and gas industry. So 2 days ago, the University of Calgary, one of the top universities in Canada that is known especially for their program in oil and gas, they make announcement that they will no longer actually do oil and gas degree in the university. And to me, that's a very, very important thing to watch. And the reason is because they've actually seen a decline in the number of interest, in the number of people that are applying for the degree in oil and gas. And the reason is because most people that are actually in that area, there is a decline in the job opportunities that are available for those who are studying oil and gas. And so a lot of people are actually pivoting and moving into something else. So this is very, very important, because before the university could come to that conclusions, they've actually probably do a lot of thought about it and discover that, yes, they need to make a change to going forward. So I think this is one of the things that probably we should be watching out for, because whether we like it or not, in the next few years, there are a lot of degrees, there are a lot of certificates that people have now that might actually go obsolete. So that's why with digital transformation that is taking place, one of the things that is very important is that you have to be a lifelong learner. You cannot say because, oh, I have a degree, I have undergraduate, I have masters, I have PhD, then you are already out of school. That is not going to work because things are changing rapidly. The career landscape is changing. And so what you need to do is to keep yourself up to date and ensure that you are actually learning new things that will help you to fit into the job, into the market of today. And so that's very important. So if you study a particular degree in your undergraduate, that will not really be what you can continue to stand on. The only thing that will make you to be competitive in the marketplace is your ability to continue to learn and be able to meet the job requirement of the current status. Now, so as businesses begin to go back into in-person, as many companies are thinking of bringing back their workers into in-office, especially in Canada here, many companies are thinking of going back to in-person around fall. From fall, they are planning to go back to office. I mean, so there are some things that I want to believe that will characterize that transition back into office environment. Now, the first thing is that I believe that businesses will have to adopt a blend of in-office and remote work to retain their best talent. So that is, before the pandemic, there are a lot of businesses that actually want their workers to work in office 5 days of the week. But with the pandemic now, with what we have learned with COVID, what I believe will be the trend going forward is that there will be a blend of both in-office and work from home. So now company cannot say that they don't want their workers to work from home. So they will have to adopt a blend approach of both working from home and working in office. So they will have to decide how many days can their workers work from home and how many days can they work from office. Now, that flexibility will be one of the key strengths of every organization to be able to retain their best talent. Otherwise, people might have to go to companies that offer them that flexibility. So that's the first thing that I think might be a new normal that we have to get used to in a business environment. Now, the second thing that I believe is going to be a very important trend when offices open for people to come in is that remote jobs will actually increase. In fact, I believe that remote job has come to stay. So now your location is no longer going to be a barrier to where you work. And especially those of us who are in tech industry, we are seeing a large increase in remote job opportunities. So if you are in Nigeria, you can actually get job abroad. If you are in anywhere else in the world, you can actually get a job without leaving where you are. So you can be in a particular province and get a job or work in another province. So that is one of the trends that is happening now. And I have seen a lot of people that I know that are working remotely. They got many of their jobs during the pandemic, and the job is fully remote, not requiring you to travel, not requiring you to live where you live and go. So that is going to be one key thing that COVID has made happen, and that I believe is coming to stay. So remote job will be something that you can also look at. Don't just think, oh, maybe I can only search for job where I live. You can actually get a job remotely. So even people who are in other countries, like if you are in Nigeria, you are in any other country, you can actually begin to develop yourself so that you become an internationally viable person, and you can work for any country, for any company, even remotely. So that's very important. And number three thing that I think is very important as we move back into office environment is that there will be a lot of digital transformation that will take place. Now, if companies are going to have a blend of people coming to office and people working from home. Then digital transformation and automation will be one of the driving force of every aspect of the business. So areas where businesses have not really adopted technology before, they will start developing solutions to automate, to actually use technology to enhance those work. So there will be a lot of digital transformation. Areas that maybe it requires manual work before, they will actually think of how to make it digital right now. And that is very, very important. It means that there will be an increase in the number of job requirement or job that is available for people who are in IT. And that is a trend that we are seeing currently right now. There is a lot of increase in IT jobs globally. And I believe, number 4, that online platform has come to stay. Whether it's education, whether it's business, online e-business or e-learning, those platforms, they are not going to go away. Now, we might have a blend of still having in-class, but I believe that going forward, we'll still have online classes. We'll still have online e-business. Okay, so those things are not going to go away. We are still going to have a blend of online platform and in-person. So whether we are still going back to buy things in shop right now because the restrictions are getting lifted, but we will still do most of the things that we do using online platform. So if you are thinking of post-pandemic, what is likely to happen? There will be a blend of both. Now, if you are now thinking about career, now what the pandemic has done is that there are a lot of jobs that are lost that are not going to come back post-pandemic. There are a lot of jobs that are also created that are going to become vacancies that people have to be filling in. And there are a lot of jobs that will be changing. So there are jobs that you will have to pivot and start looking at post-pandemic. So for me, the key thing is to have an idea of what are the job landscape going to look like post-pandemic. Now, many of the things that we are seeing right now, they are actually things that has been predicted because of the 4th industrial revolutions that are taking place. Okay, but the pandemic has actually accelerated the rate and the speed at which some of these transformations are taking place. Okay, before we know that yes, there is a 4th industrial revolution that is taking place because of advances in some technologies. But what we are seeing right now is that the pandemic has accelerated those transitions that we are seeing. And I think that trend is going to continue. So the 4th industrial revolution is one thing that you need to be aware of. Okay, we have moved from the 1st industrial revolution, okay, to 2nd, to 3rd, and we are now building on the 4th. The 4th industrial revolution is the one that we are in right now, and it's something that is initiated by disruptions that are caused by advances in things like robotics, things like artificial intelligence, things like virtual reality, things like automation in the industry, things like machine learning, 3D printing, big data, cyber security, and Internet of Things. These are technology that form some of the things that are shaping the trend that constitute the 4th industrial revolution. And in the next few years, in fact, the prediction is that by 2025, there will be a shift in the jobs that we are seeing in the market. There will be a shift in some of the jobs that are going to be available. Some jobs are going to disappear by 2025. That is according to World Economic Forum. According to World Economic Forum, there are a lot of jobs that are going to disappear, and there are some jobs that are going to be created. So in the areas that we are seeing a lot of requests for job now, because in the last few months, I have received a lot of requests for job positions, especially in IT. But where are we seeing those jobs? That's why you have to be very conscious of the trends that we are seeing so that you can position yourself. Number 1 is in cloud computing. cloud technology is one of the areas where we are seeing a lot of trend. And number two, and this is actually validated by the World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum, they did a survey on the future of work, and these are the things that they gather based on what the industry, based on what the businesses, what they are looking for. So cloud computing is one area in IT that is very, very strong right now. Number two thing is DevOps. DevOps is booming very well right now. DevOps, okay? DevOps is booming very well. And number three is big data analytics. Big data analytics, okay? So that's also one area that is booming very well. Then Internet of Things is also an area that is very, very strong right now. Internet of Things and connected devices, okay? These are areas that is predicted that in 2025 they will remain very, very strong. They are areas that you can actually begin to look into depending on what is of interest to you. And then number four is encryption and cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is another area, especially as everything goes digital, okay? The need to protect our system from hackers and those that might want to do harm to our infrastructure and resources is very, very strong. So cybersecurity is an area that we are seeing a very increasing trend in terms of required job role. So if you are interested in cybersecurity, that's an area that is actually very booming right now. Okay, so beyond that is artificial intelligence, and this includes things like machine learning, natural language processing, and then computer vision. These are areas that are actually also leading to a lot of things that organizations are doing right now. So many businesses, they are thinking a lot on automation and artificial intelligence and machine learning is one of the areas that is driving the trend towards that for businesses. So that's another area. Then we also have text, images, and voice processing. Okay, we have e-commerce and digital trade. These are World Economic Forum prediction for areas that will be very strong by 2025. Areas that we are seeing a shift in terms of movement of jobs. Okay, and then they also have robotics. So you have robotics, both humanoid and non-humanoid robots, and then there is augmented and virtual reality. These are areas of IT that are actually booming right now. And then we have distributed ledger technology, which includes blockchain. Okay, blockchain technology. And then we have 3D and 4D printing. Okay, 3D and 4D printing. And then we have biotechnology and quantum computing. So these are areas that has been found through an extensive research by the World Economic Forum to be areas where we are seeing the trend in fourth industrial revolution moving. And so if you want to position yourself for the next 10 years for the future of work, these are areas that you need to look at critically, especially if you are in IT. These are areas that you need to build your strength in. So that's why one of the vision that we have to ensure that we empower people that want to get into this area and they have no idea of how to navigate into the area. So now what are the jobs that they actually predict? They are seeing an increase in demand by companies. 4. What are the areas? What are the key jobs that they have seen companies asking for job on? So number one on the list, this is from World Economic Forum. Number one on the list is data analytics and data scientists. Okay, so these are growing job opportunities. So they said by 2025, new job will emerge and other jobs will be displaced by a shift in division of labor between humans and machine. So where do they see more jobs being created, new jobs being created? Number one is data analysts and data scientists. So these are top on the list according to World Economic Forum. So number one is data analysts and data scientists. Okay, that's number one. Then number two is AI and machine learning specialists. This is according to World Economic Forum. According to World Economic Forum report. So when we go post-pandemic, you've got to know that these areas, there are a lot of new jobs that are opening, and many businesses actually, as we begin to go back to in-office, they are actually going to have a lot of job roles that will not be filled in this area. So data analysts, data scientists, that's number one. Then AI and machine learning specialists. Number three is big data specialist. Big data specialist, that's number three on the list. Number four is digital marketing and strategy specialist. You see, today now, every company, every organization need a verifiable online platform. So they need people who are in digital marketing and who can provide strategy for their online market, because whether you like it or not, most of the places where you engage customers now is in online platform, especially social media. So the job of social media manager, digital footprint manager has increased. So if you are somebody that is so interested in social media management, that's an area that we are seeing an increase in demand as well. That's an area that you can put yourself into. Okay. Number five is process automation specialist. Process automation specialist. That's number five. Process automation specialist. Number six is business development professionals. These are areas that have been identified by the World Economic Forum as areas that you can look at as where they are seeing a lot of growth in job in the next 5 years. By 2025, they predicted there will be a lot of job roles in this area. So business development professionals. Business development professionals. If you are somebody who has maybe MBA, who has or who want to do business strategy, provide business strategy for business, these are areas that you can actually do. You can actually go into. So business development professionals. That's another area that they are predicting an increase. Then we have digital transformation specialists, information security analyst. Okay, this is very, very important. Cyber security analysts, they are increasing in demand right now. There are enough roles that they don't even have enough hands to be able to fill. Then software and application developers has also increased. That's number 9. Software and application developer, mobile app developer, software developers, there is a lot of increase. And especially if you are a Java developer or Python developer, there is enough job for you. There is enough job for you because there are so many job roles that are left unfilled in those areas. So application developers, software developers is also booking me. Then Internet of Things specialists. Internet of Things specialists. So these are areas that they found out that there will be a lot of increase in job role. And I will add to the number 9, DevOps. DevOps and cloud is actually booming right now. So if you are somebody that has those skills or that is interested in those skills, this is the time for you to start developing yourself. This is the time to start building your skill. No matter the job that you are doing right now, let me tell you, you can change it. Okay? The new normal is that you don't need to even have a degree in any of these things. You need to just reskill yourself. You need to just retrain and then look for opportunity in this area. And they are going to pay you very well. Most of these jobs that we just discussed, they are highly paid job role. Okay? So I want you to know that if you want to get ready for the future of work post-pandemic or for the transitioning in the job landscape post-pandemic, you've got to equip yourself with the right set of skills that will meet the job of the future. Now, there are a lot of jobs that they are also saying there is a decrease in demand. I don't need to go into detail of those ones, but among them is data entry clerks, administrative and executive secretaries, accounting, bookkeeping and payroll clerks, accountant and auditors, assembly and factory workers. These are jobs that have been identified by the World Economic Forum as jobs that are decreasing in demands, okay? And then assembly and factory workers, business services and administration managers, okay, client information and customer service workers. These are jobs that they feel that there is a decrease in demand, okay, for those roles. General and operational manager, machine and machinery repairs, material recording and stock keeping clerks. These are identified by the World Economic Forum as jobs that are going to have decrease in job opportunity by 2025. Now, what are you waiting for? So I want you to know that you still have time to rebrand yourself, reskill yourself, retool yourself, so that you are still relevant to the jobs of the future. So post-pandemic, many of these things that has been predicted for the fourth industrial revolution, they will be accelerated. So when we go back to office, things are not going to be normal. There are a lot of job roles that are going to disappear in businesses, and there are a lot of new job roles that will now reappear. There will be a lot of new openings, new opportunity, even in the companies that you work for. So I want you to know that you can reposition yourself to take those roles. And one area that I'm in, that I believe that anybody from any background, irrespective of your first degree, irrespective of what you study in your degree, can actually do well in, is in data analysis. Okay, data analysis, data analytics is an area that is #1 on the World Economic Forum list, and it's an area that anybody from any background can actually benefit from. And so we have a training class, which is an online class that we do. So the next batch of the training for data analytics, business intelligence, data science, machine learning, and AI is coming up on the July 24th of 2021. So if you want to join the next batch, you can just go to Glowmax Institute .com and check out our curriculum, check out what we offer, check out what we do there, and you can also register online. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, the class is global. Okay, the class is global because it's done online. So anybody from any part of the world can be a part of it. We have students from UK, we have students from Nigeria, we have students from US, we have students from all the provinces in Canada. And so it's not limited to people who are in Ontario or people who are in Canada alone. From anywhere in the world you can join. The goal is that you go through a 20 weeks, if you are registering for the full course, wherein we are going to train you on data science related role and data analytics role. But if you are just interested in data analytics and business intelligence, then you go through a 10 weeks weekend. It's a weekend class on Saturday. So if you are working during the week, you can just plan for it for the weekend. So during the weekend on Saturdays, we will engage you in a 4 hours class every Saturdays, and you go through a 10 weeks course for a data analyst and business intelligence role. And you have access to the class, you have access to resources, you have access to projects that will help you to build a portfolio that you can use to actually get a job in the field. So if you are thinking about the future of your career, the future of your job, these are areas that you can think about. Let me repeat again those 10 areas that the World Bank, World Economic Forum said would actually dominate tech industry, especially in the next few years, by 2025, where they are predicting there will be a growth in the job opportunity. #1 is data analysts and data scientists. Okay, data analyst and data scientist. And number 2 is AI and machine learning specialist. Number 3 is big data specialist. Number 4 is digital marketing and strategy specialist. Number 5 is process automation specialist. Number 6 is business development professionals. Number 7 is digital transformation specialist. Number 8 is information security analyst. Okay, number 9 is software and application developers, and number 10 is Internet of Things specialists. And I added to it that you also have DevOps and cloud computing. So please, if you are interested in joining the data analytics and data science, AI and machine learning class, you can register and join us so that we can actually equip you to get ready for the work environment post-pandemic. Thank you so much. I'll be back on Friday or Saturday to share another interesting topic on AI, and I want to talk about AI for good. AI for good. Okay, AI for good, because AI is one area that we can actually use to do a lot of good things in society. So I'm going to talk about it, using AI for common good in the society. How do we do that? Because when we understand the technology, we learn the technology, what can we use it to do? What can we use it to achieve? I'm going to talk about that on Friday or Saturday. I will be coming live on Friday or Saturday, and I'll be talking around that. If you have any question, if you have anything that you want me to discuss during any of my live videos, which I'm going to be doing from now, please send it as a comment to the video, or you can send to training@glowmaxsolutions.com, and then I will consider them and just come on live to answer them. Thank you so much for joining today, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday or Saturday. Bye.